Hey, Reverend JJ, back at the Lotus Lounge. So it's been a weird couple of days, and this aftermath effect of the energy from the solar eclipse, new moon in Gemini, Mercury retrograde, seeming to be causing some issues. So I lost my internet a couple times last week, and the old me would have started panicking and freaking out and, oh my God, and what am I going to do? And I'm working from home and I need my internet and I have to have Wi-Fi to be able to do my job, and how am I going to be able to function and take care of myself and pay my bills and take care of my family? And I would have just gone into a total panic mode. But I'm not that person anymore, and I am trusting and feel aligned with the universe and aligned with God, and I know that everything will be provided. So I had to remember, and I said this to a client the other day, if you are living in fear, then you don't have faith. So if we're stuck in fear and constantly worried about lack, then we don't have faith. So this questions your own connection to spirit. Yeah, I'm a little phlegmy. What the hell is happening here? I did a episode just a few minutes ago, and I was so phlegmy that I just deleted it and I started over. So here we are again. So obviously there's some mucus going on in my body, and I took all my supplements earlier today, and I'm drinking my coffee. It's Sunday. I'm pretty relaxed and chilled, but the energy has just been dense, heavy. Like I feel like in a void, like stuck in a tube, but like coming from somewhere but not knowing where I'm going. I don't even know if that's making sense to anybody, but it's like that whole unknown. Like I know a lot of people get anxious and nervous about that. I get excited and want to know like what the surprise is. I know I've been real patient, and there's been a lot of things in my world that have shifted and changed. Things that I hadn't even thought were going to happen have happened, and the things that I wanted to happen haven't happened. So I'm just here. Today I'm going to provide a guided relaxation meditation. This is a go-to that I use for many of my clients. And Lord, so your imagination is part of the brainwave, where you can tap in to other frequencies. And I know I talked on another episode before about children and their brain waves up until the age of 7, and how they are tapped more into their imagination, how they're using, tea parties and pretend play, imaginary friends, things like that. So I want to kind of help us tap into that inner child and places where we can find joy and peace. So before we get into that, I know that I was discussing the chakra system. So let's look at the different dimensions. So we have the 3D, 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5, 6, 7. Other people claim that there are other dimensions. But so if we're talking about dimension, again, I said this before, this isn't an actual physical place. This is how we shift our own energy and frequency. So the third density existence, 3D, is the physical body and the human being. So egocentric, self-serving, actions based on fear, conditional love, lack of compassion, judging others and self, competitive, self-righteous, identifies with the physical body, self-importance, world of scarcity, not trusting, fight or flight, materialistic, need, security, controlling, and emotionally charged by past and future, reactive. Fourth density existence, a transition from egoic, fear-based reality to love, spiritual awakening, consciousness expansion, purging of negative emotions and belief patterns, realizing self is not a body, physical changes, tap into collective consciousness, increased telepathy, out-of-body experiences, thinning of the veil, realization that something is changing in the world, and that would be connected to spirit or your true essence. And the fifth density existence, 5D, 6D, 7D, and this is your soul or your higher self. So the fifth density existence, ego-less, service to others, actions based on love, unconditional love, ongoing gratitude, self-realized, fearless, no limits, less dense body, unity-minded, recognize self as part of the whole, manifestations become easy, learning to go with the flow, duality and linear time dissolves, only time is now, no need for possessions or status. So some things that you might be experiencing while this shift is going on. So some things happening. People talk about the DNA activation. So if you are experiencing that, some symptoms that may arise is there may be some body aches or pains, headaches, career change, service to others tied to your soul purpose, change in family, relationships, and friendships, connecting with your soul tribe, forgiving, moving on, cutting cords, trusting your intuitive nature, unusual sleep habits, intense dreams, visions, journal, physical disorientation, judgments removed of self and others, feelings of loneliness, zero tolerance of negativity, some days loss of passion, others high creativity, a deep longing to go home, heart chakra expansion, unconditional love, twin flame desire to find or have found, seeing energies, receiving channelings or communication from spirit realm, accessing other dimensions, astral travel, remote viewing, telepathic communication, psychic abilities, clairs. I talked about that before, the clairs, clairvoyance, clairempathy. It's activated, so there's multi-dimensional growth, time speeding up or losing track of time, Noticing number sequences, 1111, 333, 555, 1010, 1212, 444, etc. No longer cares what another one thinks of you, that you stand in your authentic self for the world to see. All masks have been removed. A loss of fear, regain personal willpower. Back and neck pain, a feeling of growing etheric wings, a metamorphosis. So you may also feel cranial pressure, headaches, memory loss, extreme fatigue or heating up of the physical body, loss of visual acuity or spatial awareness, dizziness, irritability, forgetfulness, anxiety, emotional attacks that have happened suddenly and disappear just as suddenly. Interesting. That's kind of how I felt yesterday. It's like emotional feeling kind of came over. It's just like this darkness that my thoughts weren't my thoughts. It didn't really feel like it was me. And I know some people talk about like spiritual attacks and things like that, or a psychic attack, and I don't know, maybe that's what happened, I don't know, but it did, it kind of like came and went. But I felt like I kind of had to fight it for it to leave. I don't know, that might not make any sense to anybody, but it just felt like this darkness, anxiety. Like there's even been times where there was like an overwhelming feeling of fear, anxiety, and almost a paranoia. Like there's been times that I was like afraid to leave the house. And I'm literally sitting in my room and I'm like trying to rationalize why I would feel that way because it didn't make sense. And then I was like, oh, it's probably because of the pandemic or because of the mask wearing or because of, you know, all of this anxiety that's happening with the chaos going on in the world around us. And that may have been it, but then it kind of passed. So like it's interesting to see it listed here because it kind of came on suddenly and then it just left. And then like yesterday it was, I just felt like really, I don't know, like in a space of a void. It was kind of weird. But I didn't feel like it was me. So, I thought I'd share that. So a lack of ability to concentrate, feelings of vertigo when standing up or moving quickly. Last week I felt dizzy a couple of times. Sleeplessness, joint pain, and body aches. As we all know, I don't really sleep very well, and even last night I was like almost wide awake till like 2 a.m. And like I wanted to go to sleep, but my mind and my body were not sleepy. So, and I had some really excruciating back pain last week as well, and that just like came from nowhere, and I felt like a rib was out, like I had to like pop my rib back in, and then I was starting to feel like it was connected to my heart chakra, because, you know, think about, you know, you have the front and the back of your body. So I know my back was definitely not doing very well. And I did a lot of yoga and stretching, and I even iced that area. But definite issues with sleeplessness and joint pain and body aches. Stomach digestion issues and diarrhea. Muscle cramping in legs, calves, and shoulders. Flu-like symptoms, feeling off, muscle pains, skin rashes, itching, kundalini experiences, and energetic assassinations, energetic sensations, reading glasses. Having specific awareness of internal organs or body parts Seeing multidimensional energies, as in colors, entities, numbers, symbols, codes. Seeing extraterrestrials, both human and non-human in appearance. Can't say I've experienced that. And communicating with nature, animals, and people that have passed on. So, it's June 13th. You are in the process of purging while healing. That's why it feels heavy and relieving all at once. That's why it feels like you're going the right way and the wrong way at the same time. Don't try to hold on to anything. Relax, flow, trust, let go. Allow yourself to drift into a higher dimension where the consistency you deserve resides. So let's go ahead and get started. This is my sorry for the flumminess. Definitely mucus backup going on here. But guided relaxation, beach relaxation, meditation. So I use this with my clients. It's typically one of the first things that I do. And when you're dealing with trauma, which again, mental health is primarily trauma responses and coping mechanisms. So if we're dealing with trauma and we're responding in a certain way that the body remembers and recalls because it's imprinted, as I've stated, then we want to retrain the brain and the body so it reacts differently. And then that response or reaction will become your second nature rather than the trauma response. So we want to relax and calm the mind and body. So I'm going to read this to you. And I hope this finds you well. So take a couple of minutes, get yourself into a seated, comfortable position, or if you choose, you can also lie down. So if you're sitting, you want to make sure that your back is pressed all the way against the back of the chair. You want to allow your spine to elongate, and you want your back to be straight, your gaze facing forward, relaxing the face, the shoulders, allowing the arms to just rest in the lap. Hands, palms can be face up to be open to receiving energy from the universe, God or spirit. Or you can have palms face down so that way you're holding in your own energy. If you're lying down, just find a comfortable space for your head. Allow the feet to just fall apart so they're relaxed. Arms are alongside the body. Palms face up, open to receive. Palms face down, holding in, securing your own energy. So our minds are so creative and powerful that we can transport ourselves to any place that we desire just by imagining it in our minds. As the weather turns warmer outside, we notice the change and the difference in the upcoming month and spring coming in anew. The natural flow of nature, the cycle of death and rebirth. We're going on an unforgettable adventure to the ocean. We'll enjoy the scenery and the calm the beach has to offer. Close your eyes. Bring yourself to a calm, quiet place in your mind. Stay here and relax for a few moments, breathing in deep, cleansing breath, exhaling all the air. Taking a moment here to focus on your breath, the prana, life force. Deep inhales through the nose and exhaling all the air completely, allowing the belly to be pressed against the back of your chair, or as you exhale, the belly presses into your mat or wherever you're lying down. Deep inhales. Just breathe. Breathing in deeply, comfortably, noticing the amazing sound of your breath. Just listen as the air moves in and out. It's quiet and beautiful sound. Eyes are gently closed, softening the face, relaxing the shoulders, allowing the tongue to fall back to the roof of your mouth, relaxing the stomach, relaxing the arms, moving down the body, relaxing the thighs and calves, relaxing the feet and toes, focusing on breath, relaxing the body and the mind. Now imagine transporting yourself magically to your favorite spot on a beach. If you've never been to a beach, just imagine what you think that would look like. Imagine yourself there now. On the beach, you feel the lapping of the warm waves against your toes. You dig your toes deeply into the cool, wet sand. The sun shines brightly and gently, warms your skin. It's as if the sun is reaching down and pouring its love on you. So warm and so nice. Feel the rhythm of the calm waves flow over the sand. It relaxes you. Notice how your breathing becomes calm and even. Inhaling and exhaling slowly and calmly. Paying attention now. Slow down your breathing even further, allowing your muscles to relax. Feel the warmth of the sun melting your muscles into complete relaxation. Slowly and easily, your body relaxes more and more, releasing tension, releasing frustration, releasing any worries, any doubts that you may have. Inhaling deep cleansing breath again through the nose, calm and peaceful. Exhaling all the air. Your body is relaxed. Your mind is relaxed now too. You can empty your mind of all worries or thoughts that have been bothering you. Enjoy this moment that you have now. Right now is all that matters. The happiness that you desire comes from this moment. Just relaxing and enjoying the moment. Just be. Breathe in deeply and enjoy every moment that you allow yourself relaxation and to flow into any part of your body that needs it, giving your body full and total relaxation, enjoying that moment. Imagine the beautiful golden warm sun penetrating each and every cell and muscle, making you feel so wonderful and alive. I'm sure that you can feel the peace that surrounds you now, letting you know that everything is all right. Again, taking in a nice, deep, cleansing breath through the nose and bringing your attention back to where you are, along with all the calm, peaceful feelings of relaxation and rest. I know you are feeling energized and peaceful now, ready for a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this relaxation. This is a good time to take inventory of how you felt during the relaxation. Any thoughts or feelings that might have come up while we were going through that whole relaxation state would be good to maybe journal about. So do your best to stay positive and loving towards yourself and others. And that guided imagery that we just did, and my voice and the calmness of the experience of that relaxation technique, that's how we rewire and reprogram the subconscious programming. And I know I've spent quite a bit of time discussing what that all means and what that entails. But your subconscious programming, this is where we are right now, is we're trying to deprogram. I hope you enjoyed this meditation. I have 2 others that I'm going to provide throughout the rest of this week. I have one that is called a ragdoll imagery meditation, and then a butterfly one. I think this is a good time for me to bring in these coping mechanisms for you, because shit's really gonna get crazy. And I know I've been saying this, and it's okay. I think this is part of where my own stuff kind of comes in, is like, it's like things aren't moving as quickly as I thought they were going to. And then, my son and I, he's 21 now. He just turned 21. He doesn't drink. Neither one of my kids drink or do any drugs. And I think I mentioned this before. I mean, it's just so strange that they're so straight edge. Honestly, I would wish they would kind of like venture off a little bit into some kind of crazy. But I guess it's a good thing that they don't. My life growing up was insane. As I've shared on here, drinking at the age of 12 and traumas and sex. And, I smoked pot. My first experience with marijuana was my 17th birthday. I think we'll spend an episode on marijuana, and I think I'm going to spend an episode on alcohol, because I think both those things need to be discussed. So I'll start putting some stuff together too. because, number one, cannabis is medicinal. They've been using it for years and years. It's an ancient herb. So let's put it into perspective. Natural ailments and, what people consider to be alternative medicine, which I would call more of a natural medicine, because that's what's coming from God and coming from the earth. Even mushrooms, psilocybin, hallucinogenic mushrooms. I tripped on mushrooms. I did cocaine. I've done acid. I've done a lot of things. But my point is my kids don't go down the same path that I did. And we know now that some of these plants do have medicinal properties. Cannabis actually cures cancer. I don't know if people are aware of that, but the Rick Simpson oil, it's called RSO. Rick Simpson, he's an actual guy. You can look this up too. Tons of research out there. Plenty of people that talk about beating their cancer using marijuana. This isn't anything that I'm making up. There's full-on studies, research. But as we know, Big Pharma doesn't want cures. Big Pharma just wants pills for you to continue to be pharmaceutically ill. Pill, P-I-L-L, pharmaceutically ill. So all of these big conglomerate types of agencies and organizations, as I've shared before, are all bought out and paid for. So they're just spewing out what they're told to. There's no real true science per se that they are utilizing. So I am going to spend some time talking about some of the natural ways of healing, and I have provided a multitude of things on here in regards to supplements. So healing is a continued daily process, and it's an ongoing continuation of tapping into your own energy and your own frequency. So that meditation helps reprogram the subconscious mind. You can use that meditation at any time throughout the day. So if you're starting to feel stressed out or overwhelmed or something's going on, tap into it. Use the tools. It's like a toolbox full of things to utilize, but you have to put them into practice. And this is where we are right now. Things are going to get much crazier. So stay calm, grounded, centered. Use your imagination. Take your mind on a trip. Take your mind where it needs to go or where you want it to go. Learn to master the mind.